Hello. Uh, this is Happy Valley Hobbies, and these are hobbies that make me happy. And let's see, it looks like we got mostly a happy computer. For some reason, something is not happy, but it looks like it's not. The StreamYard is sort of flashing, all that and etc. But it looks like that's the only thing that's sort of. Oh, okay, that's what the problem is. The CPU is at 100%, so it's basically that's why it's not running fine. But YouTube, which is over there, seems to be running fine. So the flashing must be out on the local level, not at the YouTube level. But looks like a Wigwag workshop has been here since 6:42. Wigwag is, I think, you're usually the first one here. And Rick's Trains has come in. So thank you for coming in. Says that there's 4 watching, so there might be a lurker in, which is fine. But yeah, I spent just before everything started, looking for the bridge, and Dwight from Curly Express just popped in. And the idea right now is to actually start on the covered truss bridge, and go from there before adding more stuff to the diorama, because I need to know how the bridge is going to work until I figure out how the trestle is going to work. So let's switch over to that side. All right. Switching over cameras. Okay. Yes. All right. I got 2 cameras that are called live camera. It'd be nice to actually turn around and rename cameras, because there's times that renaming might be a good idea. All right, let's move this just a little bit this way. All right, now these are all the parts from Hunterline's Queen Post covered bridge. The thing is that when I asked on how to take the regular Queen Truss bridge, which is this one, these are the no, that's not the plans. Farm plans. Plans for the covered bridge. This is the plans for the uncovered bridge. Basically, I asked, how to turn around and do a covered truss bridge, and Rick from Rick Hunter's Hunterline turned around and said, instead of buying this and then adding wood to it, turn around and buy this bridge, which is the covered truss bridge, and then using all the wood and all that and etc. to do that. Now, the only thing I can see a problem with this is needing more 8x12s. Because if you see, there's not that much 8x12s. But the thing is that the 8x12 is the cords. And the cord goes out a little bit wider than this, which is fine when you only got, 1, 2, 3, 4 along these lines. But unfortunately, I'm only going to get one cord out of this specific here. So I might have to, look at my wood stock and all that to see if I got that. But otherwise, everything else is going to be the same. So let's start moving stuff about. Because, things like might not really use that much of the roof shakes. But I do have roof sheeting that I'll probably wind up using. These right here, the 8x8s, the 8x12. These are all for the bridge. Talk about the bridge portion of it. And then the building portion is this. So this is probably going to be the most changing and all that, because we're not doing the full, we're not doing the rafters and all that. So we're probably going to have a lot of stuff, but we will be using probably a lot of the siding. Not sure if I might need more siding or not, but we'll find out as we go along. So first things first is basically cleaning up and staining. So let's move the diorama out of the way. Hello, John Blanacki. Thank you for stopping in. Look like and there's Digger Evans. All right. It looks like I'm caught up with the very, very short chap. Oh, wait a second. Should go to live instead of top. Yeah, I'm still not quite sure why they have live and top. It's really annoying that way. So, all right, bring that up to there. And next Saturday is a very infamous Amherst. I'm planning on being on there Saturday, which they're having the YouTube meetup group. It's at noon at Mini Prince, so I got to figure out where Mini Prince is. All right, let's put this to the side. I'm not going to be using this for a while. So who else is going to be wandering to Amherst? Okay. Well, recently picked these up at the local dollar store. So we'll use this to put the hunter line stains in. Shirts in Amherst, Ohio. Yeah, so one of those things that a lot of times there's a lot of there is a lot of cities that have the same name. I mean, right now we're broadcasting from Arlington, Vermont. Thing is that when you put down Arlington, of course, you get the more famous one in Virginia as a search result first. All right. This is unusually sticky. All right, so we have, let's see, we have driftwood, barn red. Put that over there because that's probably going to be only on the outer stuff. We got creosote black, blue and gray. We'll also probably lean towards that, and then we got Thai brown. So we'll go creosote black, Thai brown, driftwood, blue gray, barn red. Now, before I was using something like solo cups and all that, but the problem with solo cups is that they're sort of kind of narrow. And what we're doing, we need something to be able to, put stuff in. So probably going to be using the 1x12s in the barn red. The quote outside. But one thing I'm going to concentrate on first is actually building the bridge, and then we'll figure out that. So we don't need the barn red. Might not actually need a lot of these because of the way the covered truss is that the truss you don't really see. It's covered on both sides, so we don't really need to concentrate on the let's use this one. It's a little easier to fit down, but yeah, basically what we're doing is basically covering up the trusses, which is pretty much along here, and I'm also going to do the diagonal brace, these sides right here. I have seen them where they just do the main trusses and then leave these out, but to me that sort of defeats the purpose of having a covered truss if you don't cover all the trusses. But another thing is also building this with this style, where basically building this side of the trusses, which have the cross brace profiles and all that, instead of using where this one you're using actually pieces of cup rods to do that. And since it's not being shown, might as well do it the easier way, because doing it this way is a little on the complicated side. But let's see, we're definitely going to need ties, which are 8x8, obviously. Then we got the stringers, which are 8x14s, which are these. Make the basic structure. Then the 6x10, 6x. Yeah, the 6x10s are the braces that go around the edges, which might actually. All right, yeah, 6x10. Brace to the top cord. Actually, we can get away with not doing, because this the 6x10s looks like they're actually making up the truss that we're covering over, so we don't have to paint these. So I'm gonna put those aside, and let's see, 6x6s. 6x6. It's the 6x6. Sorry about that. I'm not really on top of things. All right, vertical posts. Oh, top sill, top cord. Okay. So it looks like the 6x. Oh no, I actually show the 6x6 is the vertical post. All right. Again, that's also something that looks like it's diagonal braces. Yeah, it looks like the difference. There is a difference between the two. Looks like for the not the diagonal brace, but the looks like the there it is, 6x10. But again, these are not going to be colored or stained. So they don't need to be. So all right, that needs to be stained. That needs to be stained. It looks like just the springers. Yeah, the springers and the ties are the only ones that need to be that need to be colored. On the end seams are 8x8s. All right. All right. So we'll go that direction. These being the ones that need to be painted, because the 6x6 and the 6x10s and the 8x12s. Let's see, where's the 8x12s? 8x12s is the cord, which needs longer because of the diagonal bracing. Then the 6x6. 15 minutes just to read the instructions. All right. 6x6, which is the vertical post, the cross bracing, and piece of 12. Yeah, it looks like 6x6 we don't need. 6x10. What's 6x10? 6x10 is a brace. Brace. All right. Yep, that's the main part. 6x6. Looks like the small different cross braces. And then this is the cord. So those do not need to be done. So, all right. Sorry about all of that confusion. Uh, Hello, Trackside Mike. Thank you for coming in. What one thing is I am planning on heading to Amherst for the YouTube meet and greet over at Mini Print. So I might see you there. I remember walking by uh is it Otter Creek? I forgot what the one is that you were helping out last year and all that. And I saw you, but it was one of those things of I think you were somewhat uh somewhat busy with customers and all that. So I didn't Otter Valley. All right. I knew that for some reason I was thinking something with otters and all that. So but then I was thinking Otter Creek, which I think is also another mic, but that's something else. But yeah, John, these are very nice, impressive instructions. I would have to say Rick Hunter from Hunterline is very thorough with his instructions. Turns around and gives the detail of what it is on the inside, outside. This bridge right here is actually on the other side of the state, but it's I think one of the ones that are the last ones that are still a railroad bridge. But yeah, I guess the very, very, very detailed. And so it's one of those things that's very, very comprehensive. I think there might be an error or two, but that it might have been me just trying not to come in. I can't even figure out how to come up on streams. John, are you talking about getting on getting onto a stream like some of the ones that yeah, I was there last year, Mike. As I said, you guys were up to your elbows with customers. That's why I didn't stop by. Click the link to jump on. Yeah, some streams actually have it set up where they put a link in the live chat, and you turn around, and if they post it there, they turn around and um, you can then hop on basically. Yeah, I probably should, at least, said, hi from afar, but paying customers have to go first. But I'll probably next Saturday probably stop off and say hi. Now, do you know what building you're in? I'm assuming you know which building you're supposed to be in. Ah. Oh, hello there, Bosscar Jerry. Yeah, it's one of those things of trying to catch up on. Actually, I forgot what I normally do. I normally pop out the chat, so I can actually have a chat that's large enough to actually see everybody. There we go. Better living, same building. All right, understood. That's if I remember correctly, that's the same one that Mini Prince is in. I'm trying to think who has live streams that they invite people on. I think Artie does, but I rarely catch his. And right beside the KD booth. All right. Yeah, unfortunately, my last name is spelled Cady, not Kadee. And from what I understand, it's supposed to. I think it's supposed to. Yeah, Keith and David Edwards. I think. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yes. For Spark is another one that invites people, which I think I unfortunately I have a tendency not to catch yours, Sparky. Guess well, there's a lot of channels on there. If you look, I think if you look at how many that I've linked on or liked and subscribed to and all that, that's a lot. I mean, there's just absolutely no way that you're actually going to be able to basically watch all the channels. I mean, you'd be basically almost 24/7 with, you get to a point of having so many subscriptions that you almost have to watch it 24/7. So, and the thing is that some of them that I subscribe to have, in some cases, nothing to do with trains at all. I mean, there was a time that I was keeping track of how people were building bicycles and all that. So, it's a hobby that, well, it used to make me happy, but ever since moving to Vermont, I've just been not trusting to the drivers here to do that. Actually, thing is, I'm not sure how well I'm be able to do this. All right, let's close that out. Yeah, I think I grabbed the last of that. All right. Well, John, let's try this. Click on that link. And see if you're able to come up here. Now, Sparky, where exactly is that location? Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania. Well, I'm not quite. All right, hold on a second. Let's see if I can copy. I would have to say, oh, that's an interesting option. I have never saw that before. All right, let's see. Let's see if I guess we go there. All right, of course, this is causing it to. go near 100%. So this might actually. Oh, okay. Looks like John made it. And how are you, John?
All right.
So you are now on a live stream. All right, Jim Thorpe and all that. Feedback. All right. I got to go on my other screen because I have a monitor that for some reason decides not to. Interesting. It's not giving me the. Excuse me. It's not giving me the thing for maps to go and do a. Trying to think now. All right, let's try it this way. Let's see. Let me go through Google. Maps. There's the face that goes with the handle.
Get it figured out. No.
Yeah, sometimes just trying to figure out on how to get things to work properly is,
Yeah.
Is annoying. That's why I usually turn around and I do like a test beforehand to see if things are working properly and all that, which doesn't necessarily happen that correctly, but
Yep. But the other day it said I didn't have a camera.
all right. Yeah, it looks like your camera has froze though. Huh? Now, is this a regular webcam?
Yeah. One I got at the thrift store, so I don't know how well it's working.
Yeah, I remember when I was first looking into that, I was, pretty much went that direction. Okay. Well, Jim Thorpe, according to Google Maps, is approximately 4 hours and 25 minutes away. Now the question is he famous or infamous? Let's see if you're seeing what the chat is saying. Yeah, it's about 4.5 hours away, so that might be a Not quite sure, but yeah, but I have to say, oh wait a second, I YouTube is not live for some reason. Hold on 1 second. But yeah, I would have to say, the way I look at it is it's a good idea to sort of start with a pretty much a bargain bin webcam, just to get everything working properly, and then when things are up to your satisfaction, turn around and uh, get one that is a little bit like higher resolution and all that fun stuff. You know, also, maybe a slightly better mic. The mic I'm using is a Blue Snowball, which was in a bargain bin, but it's like it was not bargain bin, but a clearance bin. So it's basically this is now quote unquote out of date,
Yeah.
but it still works. I mean, it's just that it might not be the latest and greatest, but you don't need the latest and greatest.
Well, I could turn my iPad on and maybe do it from there.
If you want to try that, go for it.
I'm not going to do it right now, but I'll do it later on.
All right, sounds like a plan. So, are you eventually going to be planning on doing videos and all that, or just keeping something where you just get online or join a stream or something like that?
Just doing where I get on and join the stream and stuff.
Gotcha. All right, cool. Yeah, it's one of those things that you don't necessarily have to have a. I started this channel about going on 2 years ago, and it was basically what I was doing was at the time I was unemployed, and so it's one of those things of Heath from Humanity Junction was sort of going, "Hey, you should start a channel and all that,"
Yeah.
and that's how I started this channel. And then basically I was unemployed at the time, and then about a month later I did something silly and got employed. Still working at that same place, so that's why I really haven't been advertising and all the other fun stuff that you're supposed to do with YouTube. And that's why I only have 103 subscribers. I had 106. I only had 106, but it's one of those things of I think if I actually turned around and actually promoted it and all that fun stuff, doing all the thumbnails and everything you're supposed to do and all that, I might get higher engagement. But at the same time, I'm starting to use this more as therapy, because I moved to Vermont just when the pandemic was hitting, or just before the pandemic hit. So wasn't really, going out looking for things and all that. But then the pandemic hit, and then basically wound up staying home. So
Yeah, I had to work through the pandemic.
yeah. So what fun job do you have?
I work at a grocery store.
All right. Yeah, the company I work for is WCW, commonly known as Natural Form, the Vermont Sleep Company, and we make mattresses and cushions and all that. And since half of our stuff is with medical stuff and all that, that's why our place didn't close. But
Yeah.
I would. Yeah. The thing is, I uh, I wasn't working during the height of the pandemic, basically. But then when I got a job there, said, "Oh, you don't have to worry about it." It's like since they make stuff for hospitals and all that, it's considered a essential place. Yeah, same here, making oil and gas. But yeah, and then you have to. But I think that's one of the things that I I know a couple of YouTubers that they got laid off during the pandemic, and then when actually depends on which one it is. Uh, let's see. Let me switch back over to. Uh, let me switch back over there to regular camera so we can actually so you can see what I'm doing. All right, there we go. So
Oh, I
yeah,
see.
yep. So yeah, it's one of those things of uh, the overhead camera that you saw. That was another clearance item. There's actually two of them. I haven't figured out where to put the second camera yet. That's why I usually don't use that camera because I want to say. All right, let's see what the other camera is. Yeah, yeah, it's not really pointing at a very good direction, but um, yeah, so basically pointing. That's where my layout is, uh, which I haven't. One of the things I'm going to see about doing this year is actually I got about 3 more switches to do on this, and then I'll be able to turn around and actually start operations on it. Well, hello there, Rail Artists. Thank you for coming in. Let's see. How does one get laid off from being retired? That is a good question, Rail Artist. All right, Digger Evans. Thank you for stopping in. How do you get laid off from being an artist? Huh. I would have to say, one step from sneezing. Hold on one second. Why? I think I hit that mute button just in time. But yeah, it's one of those things. Of I would have to say the pandemic did give me a possible glimpse of how retirement would be. Basically, not having to get up whenever you want and all that. But I just realized I'm a little bit tired. Hence why I'm getting distracted. Yeah, I would have to. One of the things I like about getting on streams and all that is I don't type fast, so it's one of those things of it's actually easier to talk to people. But the thing is, when I started with with this community, it was through New Tracks Modeling, and that was basically it started out as a Zoom call, and then eventually They started doing things on YouTube, and they're going pretty strong. Well, hello there, Ohio Steam and Steel. Thank you for coming in. And it looks like John disappeared on me. All right. Well, I'm not quite sure if you did that deliberately or accidentally. But if it was accidental, you can pop back on. Right, let's go this way. Okay. All right. Just having to realize that looking on that screen over there that has all the that's one of the monitors in the process of well, I would have to say it's one of those things. I got a my setup is very eclectic. I got a large screen, flat screen over there. This is the screen here is part of the laptop. And on this side, hooked up to a docking station, is a VGA CRT monitor. I want to say probably from 1990s or something like that, which the what was my favorite part of Amherst last year? That is a very good question, Sparky. And well, the thing that comes up to the top of my head, I got a good parking spot. It wasn't that far away from the buildings. But a lot of times with Amherst, since it's so large, and it takes me about a couple hours to get there. As I said, I got a good, decent spot and all that, but at the same time, I had to consider that 2 hours to go back home. So it's one of those things that once things starts heading down, I usually just head straight out, and unfortunately, can't really hang out with people because it's going to be dark when I get home. I'm trying to think, what was the favorite part? I think one of the favorite parts was, one of the highlights was the YouTube meet and greet. I'm trying to think what else was there. Thing is, lately since I've been there, it's like I've been so focused, with blinders on, and I think one of the favorite parts is meeting people that I haven't seen in a while or first time met in person. Because I think there's a lot of people. Yeah, it's one of those things of I wound up for a short time working for a hobby shop, and uh, yeah, the guy was sort of. eh. I mean, I liked the fact that he kept the business going because originally the original owner had passed away, and so he wound up buying the place. And from what I learned after working after no longer working with him is that some of the stuff that he was doing was not up on the up and up. But unfortunately, um, from my understanding, he wound up getting cancer and had to close the shop there. Uh, I was, let's see, what was it now? Yeah, I think it was open for 3 months, and I was his third store manager. So, yeah, he was going through store managers right and left. But it's one of those things of, basically had to let it go. Yeah, I would have to say the first hobby shop. Well, not quite sure if it's a hobby shop or not, but I think it was. Oh, I'm trying to think where it was now. I know it was at Crossgates Mall when they built the new extension. It's on the first floor, and I'm trying to think what it was. Chris Rittner was one of my. I think one of my. I'm not sure if he was a customer or a coworker, but I turned around and I introduced him to Live Steam, and he's been having fun with that ever since. And he wound up getting a job with. He did wind up getting a job with Conrail, and I believe he's with Amtrak now, but he's an actual engineer. So it's one of those things of it's one of those things of he's his main job is actually using the main locomotives and all that, and then he has a miniature one also. So uh, I'm assuming he's right now he has his model that he has a diesel hydraulic, I think. But yeah, then but that was a good place. That was the hilarious thing is that they had one of they had an LGB train that was going LGB I should say train going up across the top, and there was one time I wound up looking at went up there to clean something or something like that, and the wheels were the plastic wheels were so worn they were pulleys. It's one of those things of, yeah, we might want to change these. It's supposed to look. I mean, there's no switches, so having pulleys is not, not that, not that. Uh, Pretty much not that. And I think that was the place I was introduced to Thomas the Tank Engine. This was in mid 90s, late 90s. Because they actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I wish I actually bought the book. They actually had like the book of the complete things that Reverend Audrey had, the original books and all that. But that was, I think that was long. I haven't really. the thing is with PBS, that's designed more for kids shows and stuff like that. So yeah, yeah. Thomas the Tank is it's one of those things. I look at it like, okay, it's fan fiction basically, but sort of like sometimes someone comes out with a movie and then it's not exactly what the book material or something like that, and then they go, oh, it's like just think of it as fan fiction of whatever that is. In fact, I think a lot of us, I think with model trains, we do exactly that. It's in some cases fan fiction because and why did YouTube stop? Okay, that was sort of kind of odd. Looks like John is back.
I think.
I'm assuming. Gotcha. Well, it looks like you are. The camera's better on this one.
Yeah.
So that explains why my computer decided to freeze. I'm like, it's like I think I was still broadcasting, but my YouTube decided to turn around and go.
Yep.
So, but it's one of those things of finding out what you have and what you need, and to turn around and figure out what works best for you.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of times that people are surprised. It's like you have five monitors or 3 monitors. Why you need 3 monitors?
Yep.
And when I was helping out New Tracks Modeling, I would have the main screen here because we're doing Zoom. We would have the gallery view here, and then over on a large screen, I would actually have that what was supposed to be what was being broadcast on YouTube, and then on that screen I had YouTube. But with StreamYard, I don't really need 3 monitors. But someone did mention they wanted to know if I wanted a flat screen television, and I turned around and said, because with my third monitor, it's a VGA monitor, so that shows you how old that is.
Yep.
And looks like one of the electronic guns in the CRT is giving out. So every now and then I have green and blue, but I don't have any red. And sometimes some of the icons are mostly red, so it's like, But I got to figure out I got the size of what the new monitor could be. But I'm trying to think not sure if, depending on the size, I might have to move that monitor over to there and then use the new monitor over there. The only thing I don't like about using TVs for monitors is that all right, well, thank you for coming, Trackside Mike. So maybe I'll wander over to when I'm assuming it's either you or James from Dundas is going to be doing tomorrow. Actually, right now, the reason why I have this odd time slot of 6:45 to 7:45 is for basically the unofficial, possibly illegal pre-show of Sidetrack Sunday, which I believe tonight. Let's see, what is it now?
Is Rick the Tree?
Rick the Tree? All right.
I believe so.
Yeah, this is the third. Yeah, the third Sunday, so it would be Rick. All right. Ooh, I'm not used to this one. All right. Gotcha. Thing is, I never had anybody up here. I didn't know there was a private chat. So I learned something today. So
Yeah.
thank you. All right. Yeah. All right. Well, and the reason why I do the 15 minutes ahead of time, because it gives people a chance to, if they want to grab something to eat, or basically take a break beforehand. So thank you, John, for coming on, and hopefully your experience of being on a live chat or a live stream was not painful.
No. Just got to figure it out. It's going to take a few more times.
Yes, and that's just it. It's going to, and unfortunately, sometimes you can prepare all you want, but there's some
And it don't work.
Well, no, the thing is that the function, sometimes the functions, they don't work unless they're live.
Yep.
So you don't know if they're going to work until you go live, and then that's when shenanigans happen.
Yep.
But the other John said that you did fine, and yeah, I would have to say is once you learned your equipment, which ones that find out which one that you actually like using. You'll it's sort of like riding a bike. Well, it's a little bit easier than riding a bike, but it's the same concept that once you learn how to balance everything correctly and all that, you should be fine.
I'll have to wait till I get a new computer to get it set up the way I want it, but for now this will work.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I believe Randall Edelson, I think he usually uses his own iPhone. And for the longest time, he just had bad internet. So it wasn't the fault of what he was doing. It was just that
the internet,
the internet in his area just didn't work and all that. And I think, I mean, in my opinion, I think you might want to. Now you're on an iPad, correct?
Yes.
It looks like I want to say your iPad is probably the better option between you and your other computer. The other computer, it's as you said, once it said it didn't have the camera on it. Then it's like, upon looking at it, it's like it was also fuzzy. It wasn't working properly. So
yeah, because I got the camera at the thrift store, thinking, okay, it'll get me started, and then that's as far as it went.
Yeah. Well, I would have to say it was definitely a good start.
Yeah.
And you get to learn exactly what your computer can do, what it can't do.
Yeah. Well, with all the updates my computer's been going through, it's been taking some of my software out, blocking a bunch of stuff, doing a bunch of other who knows what things it's doing.
Yeah, I used to be. When I was younger, I used to be on top of computers and all that, but
yeah,
I'm to a point where I know how things work.
Yeah.
In theory, but in the practice part of it has gotten out of my out of my stuff.
And this computer says it won't run Windows 11, so I got to get a new one at some point. I'm hoping to get one soon that'll run Windows 11.
Yeah, I think mine can. I'm still on Windows 10.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it keeps on saying, "Hey, you can upgrade to 11." I'm like, "No, I'm fine where I'm at." Maybe when I get the new, if I do get a new computer, then I'll go to 11.
Well, they're already on Windows 12.
Yeah, they're already on probably on Windows 12 by the time I actually
get
to that point.
I've got the money to get it this year. I just got to have somebody take me down to get it, And then I got to get an external CD-ROM drive because this one doesn't have one in it.
Yeah, that's
And
one.
I can't put one in it because it's a cyber power. And they don't come with them.
Yeah, I think the last time I poked my nose at looking at the new computers and all that, they don't have CD-ROM drives.
No.
Which is, and that's what the current computer I got. That was one of it was the last one that they had that actually had a CD-ROM in it.
Yep.
Because the computer I had before, if I remember correctly, didn't have a CD-ROM either. But I had at least I had an external drive, which I got somewhere, which I might have to turn around and find that again. But yeah, trying to find CD-ROMs now, CD-ROMs, even the external ones are getting harder because, we're going to go to, USB drives or memory cards or whatever and all that. But the thing is that there's things that are out there that still require a CD-ROM to work properly.
Yeah. Like most of my files are backed up on CD.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have a CD-ROM to do them. So I got to go download them each time I want to do them with this computer. So the next one I get, the guys told me to get a external CD-ROM drive and just run it that way. Because I got rid of a flight simulator program because I didn't have a CD-ROM drive. I've got my train simulator CD-ROM game, which I'm not playing right now because I don't have the drive to do it. So yeah, basically I've just been watching YouTube and playing State of Survival.
Yeah, unfortunately, it seems that they're a lot of the companies are like, we put it on the cloud, which it's one of those things that's nice, but what happens if you lose one? If you lose the passwords or something like that, or if you wind up not being able to afford to, basically keep track of them and all that.
Yeah, and that's another thing my computer's telling me. My cloud's full.
Interesting.
So I don't know how to even access that stuff.
Yeah, I think I have Dropbox and all that, but I haven't really accessed it because it's saying it's over full, but that was because of what I was doing with new tracks.
Yep.
I probably should and they're doing video files, so I mean that just took everything as that. So I got to figure out how to disconnect the new track stuff so I could turn around and probably access what I used to have.
Yeah.
But I also keep a lot of stuff on actual external hard drives also.
Yeah, that's something I thought about getting too, but I shouldn't need it. I got a 1 terabyte hard drive in this computer that shouldn't be full.
One terabyte. I remember when 1 terabyte was considered massive.
Yeah.
I remember when 10 megabyte drives were considered massive.
Yep. Tandy 64K.
Yeah, my first computer was actually a Tandy 1000.
Yeah.
With no number with no letters on the end of it.
Yep.
But yeah, it looks like it's well, nice talking to you. It looks like it's almost 7:55, so we'll let everyone get off. And thank you again for hopping on, John. And I'll see you later. All right, now.
Yeah.
So I'm going.
And we'll have to try this again.
Yep, absolutely. All right, let me put you down in the basement, and then you can leave whenever you want.
Okay.
All right. See you later. Okay. All right, that'll be it for this evening. As my outro is basically I think the world needs more love. So, there he goes. All right. So I think the world needs more love. So find your passion, add some silliness to it, and spread it around. Bye, everyone.